Alright guys, probably from the title of this video you can already tell what this is going to be, so I'm not going to like waste your time and just going to go ahead and show you. Yep, that's an FD RX7, and that's Tony the owner. Hello. And that's his awesome son. Yep. Yep. So this, what year is it?
1993.
It's a 93, and it is a touring model, obviously, correct, because of the sunroof?
Yes.
And it is 70-some thousand miles?
75, well 74, 620 to be exact.
And it is clean. Those are fixie wheels, boys and girls. And if you know what fixie wheels are, they ain't cheap. Those are like the wheels I remember as a kid seeing on every Supra, every RX-7, every 3000 GT. Those were like the first real wheels here in the US I remember seeing being a big deal. And it does have my favorite interior, and most people say, why would you want tan interior? Because to me, it's not tan. You have to see it in person. It reminds me of a Ferrari from the 90s to late 80s. That like dark tan interior with some black in it. I really, really like the way this looks. And I always liked the way the seats in an FD RX7 were. They're all like one giant, the back seats are one piece. They're not two-piece headrests. It looks much sportier, like the bins in the back. He's got a couple cool mods. I'm gonna let him talk about the car here in a minute. All right, so we moved the car inside now, and we're gonna have Tony talk about the car. Look at that sweet Pure Function shirt he's got on there too. What's up? What's up? So, Tony, you gotta give us a rundown of the car now, man. Come on.
So it's got 4 wheels, 4 tires, it's manual, and has a motor so it goes.
Great. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in today. That'll be it. This fucking guy over here.
Oh, man.
It has everything. So, like, again, these awesome fixie wheels, which are, it has a factory Mazda brakes, which are actually really nice with some slotted rotors. The paint has some feed side skirts, which I wanted to talk about there, but it is nice car. So what's, I mean, it has a Power FC on it too, right?
Mm-hmm. So the thing with this car is like, something I'll tell everybody is maintenance is key, and I have a folder. It's like this thick, just maintenance stuff. This is why I wanted the car. The previous owner did every piece of maintenance to the car, like talking oil changes, to plug wires, to just gaskets, everything, which should be shown to the whole world. If you want to have a quality car, you got to do maintenance. So this is why I bought this thing, because the whole reason is just the paperwork behind it was great. Not to mention the FD, the 93, the fact that it's just, you know, the JDM car and stuff. I mean, you know, it's USDM, so it's obviously left-hand drive, but
it makes it even rarer yet because they only made these for 3 years, guys. That's it. Unlike a Supra, which we thought was low production, they only made these cars for 3 years and then they stopped.
You can zoom in there on that shifter. See that? You got to read it backwards, but yeah.
Yeah, look at that Pure Function key tag. What's up? Again, I love that interior. That's my favorite. And he does have, so a fun fact, guys. On RX-7s, these are plastic, right?
Yeah, I think this one actually is plastic, so I don't want you to make it sound like a fool. So this one might be plastic, and it feels like it might be, but the driver's side is metal. Okay, so this one's been replaced, because I was opening the other side, I'm like, oh, this is definitely metal. I couldn't tell the difference there, which, yeah, I guess this one is plastic shit. Yeah. So those break, and that is something that's like an RX-7 issue, but they had metal ones that everyone replaced them with, and they never break again. Yep. So this one is replaced with a metal one, which actually feels pretty stout. Makes you grab it.
You can tell the difference right there, and like,
which is great, because Ron did point out something with the RX-7, with the handles being up here, you got the sleek body line down the side.
And I'll fight anyone on this. I always say this, I think the FD RX7 is the best looking car to ever come to Japan. And I mean over the TRD 2000 GT, all that. I think this is the best car, best looking car to come out of Japan. Not maybe the best all around, but like the best looking car. It's just a very pretty car, very Japanese. It's not based on anything else. It's just a clean, beautiful car. And now this man owns it. And he's happy to death, I own it.
I am. I actually, if anybody knows me, I spend a lot of time buying and selling and flipping cars and stuff. And I know a lot of people around this area. I'm not like a big famous guy or anything, but I do a lot of purchasing cars and selling them and making my headway and stuff. One thing I will say is, you're on Pure Function's channel. I've known this guy for years. I'm 33 years old. You're 30... 31. 31. Okay.
I'll be 32 this year. Holy cow, I'm getting old.
Yeah, when did you first get the Supra?
2011. I was 23.
Is that when I first seen you?
Probably, yeah. It was probably right back.
We back at Widespread Disturbance.
Well, you were gonna say that wasn't the first time we met. It's the first time you saw the car. Yeah. Widespread Disturbance, dude. Silver Integra. I remember that in oh god.
Yeah, with my airbags and turbocharger.
Oh yeah, but back in the day.
Yeah. So, anyways, I remember seeing Ryan's car go down the one local strip we had, and just the fact it was an NA car, and he's done so much to it. And one thing I will say about this guy is, you know, people always call him YouTube guys and stuff like that, but as a friend, this guy is more than any car I could ever imagine, and I want you to know that, Ryan. You're a hell of a guy.
I'm gonna cry right now.
Yeah, so like it's way more than cars, way more than anything. This is why I'm first here showing anybody in the world that FD is because of who you are as a person. Just a beautiful human being.
He's trying to make me cry right now. He's legit trying to make me cry. Look at my eyes right now. He's legit trying to make me cry.
Just a great person. It's
Thank you.
all around. Forget the cars. If you're following this guy, you're doing it for a reason because he's just a great person. So, but anyways, back to that.
Back to this now as I bawl my eyes out in the background.
So,
oh God.
So the plan is actually to pull the rotary out and do an LS1 or an LS2. No.
So we'll stab him now, guys. We'll go ahead and stab him right now. I'll make sure he bleeds out here in the ground. We'll hide the body later. He knows. We were always talking about this earlier.
No.
So the goal is to stay rotary.
Yeah, stay rotary. My 240 I have was an LS. You can look on 2016 YouTube videos of Carlisle, Pennsylvania burnout contest for the import show. I won first place. I had this huge trophy, but that was an LS car, and that's 240s are just drift cars, throwaway cars. There's no plans for this, just to make it JDM and nice. So we will pop the motor, but I will tell you it's really dirty around them. So.
Oh, it's not dirty. Come on, go ahead and pop it.
Almost 6 years of sitting.
6, yeah. Here's another thing, guys. So this also, when we pop the hood here, has an Odyssey battery. It sat for 6 years. Well, 5 years and 7 months, as he says. He charged it up. Literally the next day, cranks over and turns and runs.
Let me touch base on what he just said. I didn't charge it. It wasn't a trickle charger for that long. So mind you, who could have unplugged it and plugged it back in, plugged it back in? It was at Dad's shop. It set that long and put it right in the car after we did the extensive rear end work that me and my buddy Tyler did. Just fired right up. Just right up. And it's a rotary. So if anybody knows anything about these Doritos, if you will.
Yeah.
It just started right up. So
ooh, look at that. V-mount intercooler, guys. Love that.
oh, sorry.
See, look, he's
Thanks
still
for knowing my car. So everything's pretty old school on it. It's like the Apex, the SAFC, or whatever you want to call it, or whatnot. Ready tie bar, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So
has the old Gretty Airnex in air filters and stuff, guys. I'm not sure who makes this V-mount. There's no branding on it, so I'm curious about that. But it's so sick. So sick. And I love the Gretty elbow here, which everyone did back in the day. I haven't seen that in a while.
So Infinity, whatever the RX7 has, is like a really JDM one. I actually seen one going for sale for like 80K. Of course, it's ready to drive and stuff. Low mileage, all stock, which just blows my mind they're that expensive. But it is what it is. I guess a collector will keep anything. But I actually have this the Y pipe for the turbos, and just a Y pipe alone, because it's actually true Infinity, will sell for $350, and it's just a little piece like this that Y's out.
Wow.
So the Infinity badges on it are actually, I looked at the paperwork, because I didn't do that. I looked at the paperwork, and just the badges alone, he spent, for this badge, the back badge, and this little thing that said Infinity was like $280 for badges.
For badges. Guys, badges. That's absolutely crazy. The car's clean. They literally tried to do whatever they could to make these cars light too, because I always laugh. That's a plastic liner, guys. You remove the plastic liner, you could see the engine bay. Like, they cut out whatever metal they could to make this car as light as possible.
Fun fact, actually, a buddy of mine has a feed mill, and I drove over his scale, and it weighs 3,000 with my fat ass in it. Excuse me.
That's it. 3,000 pounds.
3,000 pounds with me in it, yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of Burger King.
So, really, it only weighs 2,000 pounds, guys. So, wow. That's just rude. No, these are light cars, because without me in it, that weighed 3,400 pounds. Like, Supers are heavy tanks, bro. They are tanks. So that just shows how light this car is. But like other weird things are, like I had to show him earlier, I didn't realize till, I think Dylan Bowling was the one that told me, these wheels don't tilt or telescope or do anything. They're fixed. The way the steering wheel is that's the way you guys sit in it. And if you're a big guy, like we're tiny at least. We're not tall guys, right? But if you're 6 foot, this is not a car for you. Like you're gonna be tight in here, you're not gonna like it. The seats though are so comfortable. What is that even a word, Ryan?
Comfy.
And here's another thing too with this car specifically. If you look up and down the side, there is no dents, no dings, no nothing in this car. Like it is stupid clean. Like there's usually something on the roof panel. Look, nada, nothing. It is just minty. Like this car is nice.
Not pure function, super clean.
Whatever. It's not. My car's 50 Shades of Gray. Come on now. Like this car is stupid clean. Is there anything? What is your plans for it? Like what do you want to make, or what do you want to see it do, and like what would make you happy?
So again, let me touch base on where I came from. I came from a long line of buying, selling cars, and having crazy cars, from K20 swap turbo CRXs to LS swap 240s to whatever else. You see on my social media, Instagram, whatever. But my deal was this: was just to be different. There's not as many cars like this around here. We have a pretty small area, so it's, you know, there's some people around here that have these, but I just want something that nobody has. And I had a STI, 2016 STI, and it was built by IAG, and they do great work, don't get me wrong, but I just felt like everybody and their brother had them, and they drove around. So I got this car to be different. You know, I got rid of the STI and bought this, and couldn't be happier because it stands out by itself. And that's kind of my whole plan with it, is to keep it rotary and keep it going as a smooth, nice JDM car. No drifting, no dragging, no nothing.
A street car.
A street car.
Street car. And we all know, guys, I love street car life. We know how that goes. I love my street cars. I love the car that has AC, does everything right. And I'll fight anyone that says it's a lot harder 9 times out of 10 to have a street car because it needs to do everything. If it makes a weird squeak, you can't have a weird squeak. If it makes a weird noise, you can't have that because it'll drive you crazy. If your wife's with you, what's that? Oh, weird smell, I can't have that. So I give it to Tony and that extra effort there. That is a big deal. If you guys want to do me a favor too, Tony2K, thank you for the shirt again, bud. Tony2K, follow him on Instagram. He's always posting cool stuff. This car is awesome, and you guys got to follow it and check it out.